flying Germany, okay? I'm wrapping it up. This is going to be my last video, okay? I just noticed that the reunion is live now. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the weddings first. I'm going to go ahead and watch the reunion, come back, and give y'all my final thoughts. If the reunion requires a separate video, I'm going to make it separate. If the reunion is not giving nothing and a half, we just going to go ahead and add it to this and call it a day. But if you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you always know when I upload. And I want to journey to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of February. So please help me out. Help me out. We're close. We're very close, and I'm very grateful. So please continue showing the love. Continue liking, sharing, commenting. It's just like helping me with the visibility. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to be seen. Okay? I'm trying to be seen on YouTube. I'm seen by God. I'm seen by my husband. And I'm trying to see if the YouTube streets gonna see me so that the money can go ahead and see me. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and subscribe, do all of the things, and let's just go ahead and get into it. So with the weddings, we had Daniel and Hony as the first wedding to go up. And so they went ahead and they spoke about, like, you know, their vows and just how, you know, she was talking about how Daniel, the best man she's ever met in her life, how great he is and all of the things. And I'm just kind of like, if y'all know y'all about to say no, please keep the speeches. If you know the answer is no, you ain't got to come with the double space. You are the love of my life. You're the best I've ever seen. Baby, if that's the best you've ever seen and that's the best you've ever experienced, why are you tootsie rolling and gyrating? If that's the best, why are you trying to find the rest? If I'm the best you've ever seen, why are you still on the market trying to find somebody else? Keeping a safe space for her and all of the things. And it just was beautiful, only for her to end up on the altar and say no. What was the reason? I'm happy she said no, though. And I don't know why they started with the women first. I feel as though they should have started with the men. Let's see what the men are going to say, and then let's see what the women are going to say. Because for me personally, the way I feel about you on the altar going to depend on how you feel about me, okay? When it comes to my heart, I need to know how you feel. Then I'm going to go ahead and adjust and maneuver and calculate how I feel. I do not like the fact that the women went first. Absolutely not. Y'all should have asked the men first. I don't know if that's a German thing. Like, I don't know what that was. But all of the women went first. And I'm like, that's the one time I'm like, baby, I'm second. Lead. Okay, I will follow you, lead. Because if as a woman I say yes and you go ahead and say no, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Absolutely not. I just don't know how I'm going to do that. No. So I didn't really like that they made all the women go first. It wasn't eventful, literally. She just gave the speech, went up there, and Daniel was just kind of like, I love you, I would choose you any day, all these things. That baby's in love. Okay, that baby's in love, that baby's in love. And then Hony goes ahead and says no, and I'm just kind of like, okay, this makes sense. They said no. Then we had Medina and Sally. And I'm just kind of like, even the day off, it felt like there was still some doubts. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to have gave, right? And I do have to say, Medina looked really good. He was ashy though, like his lips was dry. I'm talking about wilderness dry, okay? I'm talking about dry season. I'm talking about Harmattan. It was dry. And I'm like, what's going on? All these black people and nobody had a chapstick. Let me just go ahead and just... No chapstick, no nothing. I was like, why would y'all do that? He kept licking his lips and it wasn't helping. He looked good to me. I really liked the way he looked. I even liked his head down better. But he put it up, obviously, because you didn't want to see his face and all that. So that's his wedding day, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, where the chapstick at? Okay, I'm talking about set a fire down in my soul. It was a fire about to light up in my house. His lips were so dry. What's going on? Why nobody told that baby his lips was dry? the best man, you had the friends. One of his friends was really, really cute. And I'm like, you had all these people. Why ain't nobody gave you chapstick? Just a little, nothing. So that baby was in there fighting for his entire life, trying to moisturize his lips with saliva, and it just was not giving. And they got really emotional. She was crying. At the altar, like they were just like very teary. And of course, they asked the women first, and she says, as much as I love you, I don't think we're ready yet. They end up kissing, because one thing about Medina, he gonna slap a kiss on your lips real quick. So he done did that, and then it was just kind of like, okay, so we're not gonna get married, but we're gonna still try. And I'm like, why? Why I still try to try? Am I bugging? Am I bugging? Like, it just wasn't giving. One thing I will say though, Sally's parents, they looked good. Sally's parents, oh my God, I see where you get your beauty from. Your parents looked amazing. And I really loved how your mother was with you. Like, dang, like, she looked sexy. You look good. Like, her mother was, like, hyping her up. And I was like, yes, as you should. I didn't really like the sleeve on your dress, though, sis. It wasn't giving. The sleeves didn't do nothing for you. The body was tea. The sleeves, it didn't add nothing. I feel like it cheapened the look a little bit. But you looked good. And her mama was in there like, that's my daughter. She looked good. I loved it. I love when I see Black parents, or I believe she's African as well. I'm not sure where exactly in Africa she's from, but, and by Africa I mean like she was born there. I think she was born somewhere else and not in Germany. But I love seeing Black parents, or like African parents in general. I love when they're very soft and they're very just like mushy and verbally loving towards their kids, right? Like, I know my mama loves me. I know she cheers for me. I know she prays for me. But sometimes the ways in which African parents or Black parents in general tend to express their love, sometimes it tends to be very militant and very guarded. So seeing just like her mama be like, that's my daughter, you look sexy, you look good, like we support you, we love you, whatever you want to do, we're here, like we're rooting for you. Seeing that kind of gentleness and just like support, I loved it. I loved seeing it. I loved seeing it the whole time. It was amazing. And so the two of them obviously say no. Sally said no, but Medina agreed, which lets me know that in their case, if he had gone first, he also would have said no. In Daniel and Hany's case, if Daniel went first, Daniel was definitely going to say yes, and she was going to go ahead and say no. But in Medina and Sally's case, I feel as though whether you ask Medina or you ask Sally, the answer was no for both of them. And I'm just kind of like, okay, so did y'all know that you was going to say no? And y'all still came back on the show? Like, what was that about, right? But they said no. And so now we have Elias Pinocchio and our good sis, Alina Madame Spiritual. And so this baby is in the room getting ready, and she's talking about how, she's so in love, she feels as though this baby has put in work. And I'm just kind of like, where is the work, girl? Alina. And so she gets into her dress, which I've already told you, that dress, I don't know why she chose that. I don't know why that baby chose that dress. One thing about Alina, she gonna go ahead and shop in Queen Elizabeth's closet every time. Every time. The outfit gonna be 120 years old on her body. Her fashion style, like somebody got to help our good sister out. It wasn't given. At no point did she dress in a way that was like flattering to her body. Her fashion sense just wasn't giving to me. And for your wedding day, that's the dress you chose? Comment down below. To me, just wasn't giving. I was like, dang, like, give me something else. Like, the shoulders were too much. The dress was too loose. It just was like, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, like, do a little something for the kid. A little something. You know what I'm saying? And so the moment that I want to show you guys a little clip of was when she was at the door and her dad was getting ready to walk her. This is what this baby said. And I was like, if this is the feeling that you're having the morning of your wedding, that should let you know that perhaps you need to go ahead and take a step back and reassess certain things, right? Even within the context of this show, where certain things, you don't have any certainty. I get that, but still, it just wasn't it.
I hope he'll say yes. I'm worried for that.
I hope he'll say yes. I'm worried for that. I think your worry was beyond just the show, right? Everybody was low-key uncertain, but for you, the worry wasn't just like as far as him saying yes to marrying you. It was saying yes to actually choosing you above Hony, who he's been drooling over the whole season. The whole season. So for you to sit up and be like, dang, I'm worried he's going to say no. I'm worried. That's your gut feeling. Listen to it. Like, for the love of God, Alina, listen to it. You cannot positively affirm love into a man for you. Either he loves you or he don't. Either he's in love with you or he don't. Either he's attracted or he's smitten over you or he's not. Right? Like, you can't just be positive and like, oh my gosh, like I just enthusiasm for life. That's not gonna give. Over time, that's not gonna give. At a certain point, it won't be Hony. It will be another woman. And then you have to have the same feeling. Oh my gosh, is he gonna choose me? You've wondered if this man is gonna choose you all throughout the season. He didn't choose you many a times. Right? Many a times he didn't choose you. Many a times he didn't respect you. So that feeling in that moment, it just wasn't based off of the context of the show. Like, oh, love is blind, this and that. It just wasn't that. It was the knowing that this man is not serious about you. This man has left doors open, the way you phrased it. So why are you still on my screen? And so now they finally make it to the altar, and here comes our good sister Alina's vows.
Dear Elias, if someone had told us only 2 months ago that we would be standing here at this altar today, I would probably have laughed.
I'm laughing right now, okay? I don't know what y'all are doing on the altar, because currently, I'm laughing.
I never thought that I'd find my perfect match here.
You, in fact, did not find your perfect match. You found Elias Pinocchio. And by the positivity that you exude, I'm pretty sure you deserve more than Elias Pinocchio, who was over here drooling over another woman and had no problem letting you know that he was drooling over another woman. The results are in. You, in fact, did not find the perfect person. You didn't. You didn't even find a good person, because a good person would have respected you and left you alone.
This journey has been a lot of things. Intense, magical, and just crazy.
Let's go ahead and underline and highlight the word crazy. You need to go ahead and remove magical in between. This journey has been a lot of things, mainly intense, crazy, and full of lies. That's what you should have been said right over there. Let's continue.
But I think sometimes you just have to be brave and dare to do things, because something very beautiful is waiting for you.
Your bravery gonna lend for you to go ahead and lose all your edges. Your edges gonna be down there in Bermuda. All your edges from right here, it's gonna go right here at the back. Okay? That's what your bravery finna lend you. And nothing beautiful awaiting you and Elias Pinocchio. Nothing and a half. It's gonna be heartache. It's gonna be back pain. Your toes gonna be hurting. Your elbows gonna be hurting. Your knees gonna be ashy. Your thigh gonna be itchy. It's not gonna be beautiful down there at the roads that you're taking with Elias Pinocchio.
Whatever happens, I promise that I'll always 100% have your back and be there for you.
You should in fact have 100% of your own back. You see your own back? Come and be scratching it. Scratch your back, hold your back, but do everything you can for your own back and leave Elias Pinocchio to go ahead and land on his own back.
And I'm thankful that I feel I can truly be myself when I'm with you.
What is yourself? Walk me through the self that you're able to be. Walk me through it. So now we had our good brother Elias Pinocchio who had to go ahead and say his vows. This is what he said.
My words wisely so that they're what we promised we'd be from the very first day. Honest.
From the very first day, you have not been honest with this baby. You've been lying. The minute you landed in Greece, you've been lying. So you've been broke that promise that you done made to her on the first day by lying.
Things haven't always been so easy with me.
In all honesty, you've made her life hard. She has made things very easy. I'm talking about easy. Easy as 1, 2, 3. She's made everything easy. She's easy to be around. She's easy to walk all over. She's made things easy for you. You've been made things hard for her.
You pretty quickly got to know my stubbornness, my anxiety, but above all, my overthinking and my insecure side.
So you was insecure about yourself, so you did your best to go ahead and make her feel insecure about herself. But one thing about Alina's spirituality, she gonna be positive. Every time she gonna be positive.
I wasted a lot of time trying to find a fault, or rather, the catch about you, simply because my time with you was far too good to be true.
I had me a far too good of a time, but like a dummy, I was still sitting over here drooling over Hony, which was making things hard for you. But still, you spiritual and you over here positive, you decided to go ahead and overlook everything, so much so that I couldn't even find a reason to leave you. I search every day and night. I done search for a reason to leave you, and you ain't gave me one.
I just couldn't accept that you could possibly offer everything that I would wish for from my future wife.
There are no perfect people, and I'm the worst of them all, because the whole time I was lying, I was drooling over Hony. But you too good of a person, and you too positive and too spiritual to go ahead and let me go. So I ain't got no other reason but to go ahead and stand on this here altar on Benny's screen, giving vows that's giving nothing and a half.
In my mind, there are no perfect people. But you are. Maybe not perfect, but perfect for me.
And everybody crying. Mama, did you know that your son was out here drooling over Hony? Why you crying? You ain't perfect, but you perfect for me. Evidently, she is. You are willing to cheat on her. You are willing to disrespect her on national television, and she gonna be spiritual and positive about it. She gonna give, you gonna take. Equally yoked. Equally yoked. I'm finna be with you, but I'm gonna be thinking about Hony. And now that Hony now with Daniel, I'm finna go ahead and go talk to her. And then Madame Positivity, now that she's my wife and she's spiritual, she'll come and sit me down and be like, why did you do that? And I'll be like, I have half the door open. And she's gonna be like, okay, you gotta make a decision, or I'm gonna go outside and come back because I ain't gonna do nothing and a half. And then we're gonna do this over and over and over again. And so after those vows, she says yes, and he says yes too, and together they're married. I don't know the reason why they're together, y'all. I feel bad for her. Jokes aside, I feel bad for her. You deserve a man that's sure about you. Alina. Alina. I'm about to go ahead and watch the reunion. Please. Please, when I come back, can you people not be together? You deserve better. Alina, you deserve better. I'm not trying to be funny. You deserve better. You deserve better. Elias ain't. He don't like you. He don't respect you. He don't value you. He's not in love with you. He doesn't desire you like that, the way you're supposed to desire yourself. Like, he doesn't have that for you. You deserve somebody that's going to have all the doors closed for you. Alina, please. I'll be back. I'm going to go watch it now. I'll be back. So I just finished watching the reunion, and I need a refund. You know what I'm saying? For like my time. Because this was an absolute waste of my time. Right? They could have kept this. They really could have. And to make matters worse, we didn't have the option of having the English, the dubbing, what is it called, when they have the fake language on top. Like, we didn't have that as an option. And so spending all that time trying to read, only to be reading nonsense, that was annoying. Mama, you can pass. There's nothing important I'm talking about. These people are really pissed me off, so you can pass in peace. They done wasted our time. My sister was trying to tiptoe over here. Like, they wasted our time. It literally was nothing and a half.
They could have kept that.
They could have, literally.
Okay, girl.
Like, good night. Good night, friend. Like, child. It was the absolute waste of my time. I'm talking about waste of my time. I need a refund, and I need it like yesterday. Yesterday. So, the summary of it all, Daniel still ain't got no spine. Okay? The spine, maybe it's under my table. Soon as I find it, I'm finna mail it to Daniel. Daniel still ain't got no spine. Him and Hony are not together, but I think, they're clapping cheeks and they're hunching. That's what I think is happening, but I can tell he still is in love with her. And she's there just like lying and giving us white tears. They showed us more scenes of her literally flirting with Elias Pinocchio. She sat there and denied the whole thing. She said she had no feelings for him as we watch her have feelings for him. At least show some kind of interest. So she sat there and denied it. When they tried to push up on her a little bit, she started crying. So she gave the standard, white woman tears, and of course everybody backed up. They did not address Elias Pinocchio at all. I'm talking about that baby said, they're talking about, I shouldn't have disrespected Alina. I shouldn't have expressed my feelings towards you. But you said and acted like you ain't had no feelings for me. So the whole time he was upset at Hony for not reciprocating the feelings that he had for her. He was more upset about that than he was the fact that he disrespected his fiancée at the time and now wife. And they're still together. So the whole time you had Alina having all this smoke for Hony. Talking about how, you should have told me the things you done told us that Daniel, you didn't even like Daniel. You were pretending. You done called Daniel a puppy. You done did these things. And you should have told me more things. Mind you, your husband is sitting there getting mad at the fact that Hony did not reciprocate the feelings that he had for her. Your husband said and literally was upset at that. But you had so much smoke for Hony. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, first of all, the hosts were terrible. Terrible. They did not ask no real questions. But then again, I'm not expecting nothing from Love is Blind. Everywhere in the world, the Love is Blind hosts don't be giving nothing and a half. Okay? Nothing and a half. So they did not ask any real questions. They did not ask any real things, right? There were comments online, people getting mad at Hony, hating on Hony, talking about she was overdressed. Why was she dressed like that if Love is Blind and this, that, and the third? I think that line of thinking is so stupid and so dumb because, yes, the person she's talking to on the wall is not able to see her, but the rest of the world is. And the rest of the world are going to be talking about how you present yourself. What's wrong with the woman putting her best foot forward? What should the alternative have been? Dress like Alina? What did y'all want her to do? How exactly did y'all want that baby to show up on TV? She looked amazing. Her outfits ate every single time. So the comments around, her skirt was too short, this was revealing. That's just the policing of women's bodies that is 1000% unnecessary. However, period, all the other comments about her not being there for love, her being there to increase her follower count, her being there to go ahead and get a little bit more fame, her being there to just like be the topic of conversation, those comments are 1000% correct. So Alina, instead of you to be sitting over here getting mad at her for being who she was and doing what she needed to do, you should be going down there at Zara and picking better outfits. And on your way back, you should go ahead and pick up your spine from wherever you done left it off and go ahead and stand up to your disrespectful husband. So instead of you to have all that smoke for honey, you should go ahead and stand up, align your spine, and actually go ahead and speak to the disrespectful man that you have by your side. That's what you should have been doing. But alas, no. You were on my screen, tootsie rolling and gyrating. That baby done changed her name to this man. The whole time, you saw more scenes. You saw more scenes of him being like, dang, like, you know, what are you trying to say? I'm really feeling you. I'm really feeling you. You saw all those scenes. A better question for you to have asked, or a better question for the host to have asked, would have been, okay, Elias, if Hony in that moment had said, I too am attracted to you, would that have changed the outcome of your relationship with Alina? I know the answer to that. It definitely would have, right? But nobody asked Elias that. Alina didn't ask Elias that, but then had the nerve to be sitting over here trying to defend Daniel, talking about, oh, you were being unfair to Daniel the whole time. You done told us you didn't like Daniel. You didn't even respect him, so you're lying. Why are you worried about the lies that Hony is telling instead of you to focus on Pinocchio? Okay? Instead of you to focus on Pinocchio and the lies that he's been telling you and his whole demeanor around you, instead of you to worry about that, no, you are sitting over here trying to worry about, oh, but you done said about Daniel, you done said about Daniel. Daniel has to find his own spine. You have to go ahead and locate your own spine as well. Daniel has to go ahead and align his spine. You have to go ahead and locate your self-esteem and esteem yourself. Alina. And then they had Toga and Sheila there. What was the reason? What was the actual reason? What was the reason? He said what he had to say. Why were they there? Sheila and Pascal, why were they there? If you guys wanted to actually bring the whole cast, you should have brought Alberta, you should have brought Fabio, you should have brought everybody. Because half the people on that stage, they had no storyline. Why were they on my screen? Medina and Sally, they tried to make it work. It wasn't giving. So eventually they called it quits. And I'm just kind of like, finally, I hope you find somebody. I hope you find a man that's going to love and honor you. And Medina, I hope you find somebody that has a whole lot of chopsticks for you to have. Because even at the reunion, you still, your lips were still on the way to being ashy. Somebody please help our good brother. This is not the look. You know, I said that this is not a look. Altogether, the reunion wasn't giving. It was a complete waste of my time. Overall, the reunion wasn't giving. It just, they didn't ask any questions. Nothing was said that was worth it. And I'm just like, I just want to move over it. Thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you always want to upload. Your girl is on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. Please subscribe, and I'm going to go ahead and see y'all later. Bye, Z.